Hi, it's Matt Hunziker again from the National Real Estate Law Group, continuing with our web series on short sales and related topics. Today's discussion is why joint ventures are not efficient, and this is part 2 of that discussion. The theory behind a joint venture is that it should be pro-consumer because there are efficiencies built in when partnerships between realty firms and title companies/lawyers occur. However, what I've discovered, and remember from part 1, I was an early proponent of these arrangements, is that fees actually increase because the negotiation now for fees is highly competitive. So in order for both sides to make enough money for a joint venture to make sense, I've noticed in the field that fees are actually increasing to the consumer, which is not the intent of RESPA or Regulation Z. Secondly, and I think most critically, is there's an inherent conflict of interest. Let's assume that you run across a title problem and you are in partnership with a real estate firm. If you don't have an independent review of the title work, you might not find some of the title issues. And I'm going to be speaking in a soon to follow a separate web series regarding title and the current state of the problems that we find there. There's obviously going to be pressure mounted by certain companies against the title insurance company / real estate lawyer to perhaps insure over, quote unquote, an item that really ought to be cleaned up in the title. In addition, disclosures have to be made that I found are not made properly. They have to be made upon the first meeting with the consumer by the real estate firm. And third, what I find perhaps most, and it's more recent than ever, is that very small realty firms now have these arrangements. The critical part of the arrangement is that it passes the sham test under Regulation Z and RESPA. It's got to be an independent title company that's jointly owned by the realty firm and the title company. It has to have its own address, its own employees, etc. So you can see that there's an additional layer of expense and an inefficiency basically due to the partnership. As a result, it's anti-consumer, and it also, as I mentioned, is inherently full of conflicts of interest. Look for part 3 and a concluding section relating to the inefficiency of joint ventures. Hi, this is Matt Hunziker from National Real Estate Law Group. Thank you.